Hello, in this video I'll briefly explain the Greenhouse Gas Protocol, commonly known as GHG Protocol, one of the most widely used global frameworks for measuring and managing greenhouse gas emissions. The GHG Protocol was established in 1998 through a partnership between the World Resources Institute and the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. Since then, it has become the global standard used by companies, governments, and cities to measure and report greenhouse gas emissions in a consistent and transparent way. The main purpose of Greenhouse Gas Protocol is to provide organizations with clear methodologies to calculate, manage, and report their emissions. These help organizations understand where emissions are coming from and identify opportunities to reduce them. At the core of the framework is the corporate standard, which allows organizations to measure emissions across their entire operations. It distinguishes between Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3 emissions. Scope 1 includes direct emissions from sources owned or controlled by organizations. Scope 2 refers to indirect emissions from purchased electricity, heating, or cooling. Scope 3 covers emissions across the broader value chain, including suppliers, transportation, product use, and disposal. Because Scope 3 emissions often represent the largest share of a company's carbon footprint, the GHG Protocol also developed a dedicated Scope 3 accounting and reporting standard. This framework helps companies measure emissions across their supply chain and identify the most significant sources of impact. Another important part of GHG Protocol is the Product's Life Cycle Standard, which allows organizations to calculate emissions associated with the product throughout its entire life cycle. This includes raw material extraction, manufacturing, transportation, product use, and end-of-life disposal. By identifying emissions hotspots, companies can redesign products and supply chain to reduce environmental impact. The framework also includes standards designed for specific sectors. For example, the Built Environment Standard helps measure emissions associated with buildings from construction through operation and eventual demolition. In addition, the Global Protocol for Community-Scale Greenhouse Gas Emission Inventories provides guidance for cities and local governments to measure and report emissions across sectors such as energy, transportation, waste, and industry. Overall, the Greenhouse Gas Protocol has become the foundation for global carbon accounting. It provides a common language for enables business, cities, and governments to measure emissions consistently, set reduction targets, and track progress toward climate goals.